And this is the expository speech, Sawyer Johnson. And audience is still in place, kind of hidden by the couch. And take 4, day 2. Here we go.
Okay. Gender and identity. We are raised to believe in masculinity and femininity. These are key points in our culture, boys being blue and girls pink. Because of this, we have fallen into misunderstanding toward gender identity, knowing we have all been given an identity, but not that it is ours to shape. Gender identity has been assigned by genitalia, when in reality, our gender identity is within our minds. We are placed into boxes using legal documents, advertising, segregation, stereotypes, rape culture, school, the workplace, public restrooms, markets, and social media. Based upon appearance, we are then titled by either our masculinity or femininity. What we are failed to be taught is that gender identity is expression and how we outwardly express ourselves, while sex is our genetic makeup, the science behind our bodies. Often, if somebody looks androgynous, which is a term for a gender which is not necessarily male or female, we ask, or we question within our minds, whether they are male or female. We are unaware of the neither or the both in gender. For example, new choice, cisgender, trans, transgender, transsexual, bigender, trigender, third gender, tangender, transmasculine, transfeminine, two-spirit, male, female, female to male, male to female, androgynous, genderqueer, gender fluid, non-binary, and there are more, but these tend to be more basic. New choice is a neutral gender, neither male or female in appearance. Cisgender is when your biological sex and your gender identity within your mind match. Trans with an asterisk is an umbrella term for any non-binary gender identity. Transgender is when your mind and your biological sex do not match. For example, female to male and male to female. You feel in the wrong body. Transsexual is often confused with transgender, but transsexual includes after a sex change, such as hormone replacement therapies or surgeries. Bigender is when you identify as both male and female. Trigender is when you identify as a third gender, that is neither male nor female and can be a mix of both or in between in appearance. Pangender, did I skip third? Pangender, please excuse me, is when you identify as all genders. Transmasculine is if you are born with a female body but tend to appear more masculine. Transfeminine is if you are born male but prefer to appear outwardly as feminine. Also can be in reference to drag king and drag queen. Two-spirit is when you fluctuate between two genders. Male is a binary gender that we associate with, and female is a binary gender we associate with. FTM and MTF I covered under transgender. Androgynous is where you appear as either a bit of both or neither genders, and is often confusing for those not educated in gender identity. Genderqueer is another umbrella term used to identify any gender that is outside of the binary. Gender fluid is when you fluctuate between both male and female, and non-binary is if you do not put yourself into the gender roles set by society of male and female. Overall, gender presentation is how a person presents in a way that is outward, such as male, female, or androgynous, any of the others, while gender identity is how a person feels. For example, if a person is dressed in a feminine manner, it does not mean they identify as female. The same goes for masculine clothing. A person can identify as male and wear a dress, or identify as androgynous and wear a dress. This does not mean they identify as being a girl, and it does not mean they are less of a man if they identify as male. Overall, gender identity is within our minds, and sex is genitalia. Sex is important in medical, in health, but not necessarily should be how we have to present and how we have to go by, such as by our birth. We cannot speak how we feel. And these are a few comics about gender identity. This one about phobias to different gender identities and misconceptions we have. This one is about, you can say, gender fluidity, and the bottom is about how we assume gender roles based on what somebody is doing in society, or how we assume gender based on their gender roles. And
Very good.